shouldn't stop until these motherfucking masks fucking rot. Fucking rot. Fucking rot. The war shouldn't stop until these motherfucking masks fucking rot. Fucking rot. Fucking rot. We paper chasers breathe air and smoke blunts. You'll never find a bunch of air breathers like us. So don't be quick to test us. I'll do more than my bust. I'ma have to talk to Easy through the Ouija so I could see. And maybe he could tell me why you hating on me, biting on me, why you want me to show a Karen or Gavin the warrior in me. Don't fuck around, Gavin, he's a rear, but quick to buck them down. Karen motherfuck podcasting. How about fucking with me now, Maskey? What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 90 motherfucking 6 of the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
And for those of you that are not familiar with that butchered ass mask version of that flow, that is from the song Body Rot by Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's Crazy Bones' part. A remix version of it. I am not a rapper or musician in any way, shape, or form, and it actually terrified me to do that because, you know what I'm saying? It just pushes my fears. But because I'm in a place of fucking pushing my fears right now and today and lately, I just went for it. So, and I say that because if you listen to the last episode, you just know in general, I don't fuck with this mask mandate shit. I am not trying to go on a mandate. I don't know if you guys are. I don't want to just go on a date with some man. Like, no, thank you. Governor Newsom, no thanks, bro. Like, yeah, you could keep it, bro. Like, I'm not trying to go on a mandate with you, bro. Plain and simple. Straight up, fuck the mask mandate. It's some bullshit. I've been going everywhere without a fucking mask into the store, and it feels so fucking good. And the only people and it's crazy, dude, because if you study body language or whatever, if you don't, like, just the general understanding is that, like, you could tell somebody's faking it. Like, somebody can fake a smile, and you could tell because the smile doesn't meet their eyes. Like, if you covered the bottom half of their face and you just look at somebody's eyes and, like, basically just their eye section, you could tell whether they're, like, genuinely smiling or not. And I see all these fucking maskies just with these blinders on, you know, and I'm like, fuck, man. And they don't even want, you know, their mask is the blinder, and it's like they don't want to. They're like, eyes are like shouting, like, set me free, like, let me go, like, or it's like, how dare you fucking filth mongrel, when I was just wearing going to the store without a mask 2 days ago until Mr. Newsom told me to fucking mask up and help the spread and start the spread. What the fuck, dude? What are we doing? And I realized I didn't fucking introduce myself because I'm fucking fired up, dude. I gave a motherfucking speech today. I gave a speech this morning, and I'm gonna be completely real. I fucking killed that shit, dude. And I'm gonna get into that because this episode's gonna be about public speaking. Because this is good because this applies over a large range of things. Some of us will never be in a position to speak in front of people ever again. That's fair enough. But the thing is like, there's certain times where this skill set just is applicable in daily life or in general relationships, family relationships, you know, romantic relationships, work relationships, whatever. So, oh man. So, this is the Damn Dude podcast, where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
You know what I mean? Some real insightful type shit. This is a show about self-understanding. Yes. So, let's kind of just tone it down a notch here, because, well, maybe not. I'll probably get fired up again. But, yo, dude, so I've been going everywhere, and nobody said shit to me. All I see is these eyes screaming, help me, help me. I'm like, bro, just breathe, homie, just breathe. Like, Literally, and this is why it makes me so mad, is because breathing is such a useful tool that's underestimated and not looked at in the right light commonly. Like amongst large groups of people, it's accepted and known and very well used. In others, it's just like whatever, like people don't care enough until they have to care. A lot of times people don't care about meditation or eating good or exercise or any of this stuff until something that happens after the fact. And it's like that is a product of taking life for granted, because it's just like, I've got it good. I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't ever have to do anything to stay and remain healthy, And that's kind of the trick of youthfulness. But the thing is that's really fascinating is we can still create youthful momentum moving forwards in life, which I think is really cool. And we can generate that. So, trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about this fucking mask thing, because every time I think about it, it just fucking gets me fired up. And I realize what I'm going to say kind of ties into it a little bit, but pancake syrup and butter. Man, the way I smoke weed is like death of a genius. Turn a parent. What is it? Oh man, I ruined that one. The way I smoke weed is like death of a genius. Turn around, disappear, rise like a phoenix. This is not a remix. Nino, Felix. Put it in a capsule, seal it, deal it. How you want it, Nikki, baby? 4 times 5. A 1/4 ounce of weed and some cherry pot pie. What is it? I'm caught up in the lust. I'm caught up in the lust. I'll lie if you want, but I'm a tiger you can trust, cause I'm from Fillmore and my Wu-Tang boots and my white velour suit and my... Yo, if you guys have never listened to Andre Nicotina, for one, I feel sorry for you. Number 2, go listen to some older Andre Nicotina, like... I don't even know where to start, dude. Like, To Be You, Gangsta Cry, I'm a Pisces, Jungle. I could just go on. Situations Critical, dude. Oh, Summer in Florida. If I don't know if that's the exact title, but that's where I got. No, wrong one. No, wrong one. That's Andre Nicotina. You listen to his voice. If Endo was a pebble, man, consider me stoned. Like, he sounds so cool. If Endo was a pebble, man, consider me stoned. Yeah, anyways. Gee, I don't know why the fuck that happened. I feel so liberated right now. Like, I just did my motherfucking thing, dude. And it's like, so many people have been testing me lately. I'm just like, okay. I'm just going to respond with kindness. I'm not going to argue with anybody, So, that's the thing. Let's get off of this mask subject. This is fucking stupid. I don't even like talking about it, man. I just have to make it clear so motherfuckers know what the fuck side of history I'm on with this, because, this shit is documented and I stand by it. If for some reason I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but enough time has gone by, enough research has been done, enough of my own observations of all the research, enough of my own observations of all my own research in real life has been done, and I just see shit that doesn't make sense, and it clearly doesn't make sense. Like, I'm very, very logical, and to me, that's just not within logic. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the smart people and logical people I know, not all, but a lot, they're like, nah, this doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, people, like, there's a lot of people we look up to and like, nah, this doesn't make sense. But what's interesting is when we go by the media, we're like, the hospitals are this, they're fucking overflowing. I haven't seen any. And no other person that I've talked to has seen any. There's been people who I know who are nurses and stuff and doctors who are like, yeah, we got a lot of people coming in. And there's a lot of people who got it, but a lot of these people, they just get sent back because there's nothing, like, they're fine, you know what I mean? They're just a little sick, go rest, And then when worry is up and fear is up, we all are kind of going to panic mode and this and that. So it fills up in that sense, but in the sense where like people are dying everywhere, where there needed to be mass graves and all, it's like that never happened. That's not a thing any of us saw here. You know what I mean? If where you lived, whatever, it's a different story, okay, but that's not the story we were told. We were told that's happening where we're at. And this shit didn't happen. They said all the people who were going to the protests were gonna get it because they all went in the prime of it and these fools weren't wearing masks or nothing. They didn't they're fine. They didn't all drop dead. So that alone speaks volumes. I know at least like 30 to 50 people who went to local protests, like very personally, at the height of all of it, and they were all fine. So I'm just like, I'm smart enough to know what my eyes, ears, conscious and everything thinks and makes. I know that 1 + 1 = 2. You know what I mean? So, like I said, let's get past this. So there's something interesting about public speaking. Public speaking is what they say is people's greatest fear. And this is so weird. I have such a weird position on this currently because I completely get it. And it's so stupid. You know what I mean? It's like there's something really, really, really fascinating about public speaking and the way and reason people are afraid of it is because if you think about how people act when they're afraid of public speaking or giving a speech, it's this like shy, scared, timid, not what we would typically consider egotistical sort of like output. But the thing is it fully is a fully egotistical output, even though it's not the typical like bravado that it carries that we're used to, but it is very much so the output of ego to act that way up there. Now, what do I mean by that, or how do I mean that? Because this kind of sounds like it doesn't make sense, right? So the reason I say that is the output of ego is because there's no such thing as a fear of public speaking. Yeah, I mean, there is to a certain degree. But the thing is talking in front of people, that's not a scary thing because you're willing to do it in different contexts. You're willing to talk in front of your friends. You're willing to talk in front of your best friend, your family, all people online. You know, if you just change the context, all of a sudden you're okay talking to people. So it's not the actual act of talking to or in front of people. What it is it's the fear. What it actually is, it's the fear of messing up. It's the fear of looking bad. It's the fear of being judged. It's the fear of failure. And most of us, that's why we run towards jobs of safety and security, is because we're afraid of failure. We don't want to have to go through the process of failing continuously. That's just what it takes to be an entrepreneur or work for yourself. It's this continuous cycle of like, damn, holy shit, okay, like, well, fuck, scratch that. I just spent the last like 3 years doing that. Well, you know what? Now we're doing this. You know what I mean? It's like I could spend my whole life fucking designing the perfect fucking Blu-ray player DVD compilation of how to teach kids to swim, and then fucking nobody has Blu-ray players anymore. Everybody's streaming, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go sell these Blu-ray discs and just be adamant as fuck. Like that just does not work in the entrepreneur business work for yourself world. You have to accept, wow, this fucking failed. Like, let's, I don't know, use them as coasters or fucking, epoxy them into a fucking beer pong table or something. I don't know. Like, let's get creative, And then you gotta pivot. You do what you could do with the scraps and you fucking take it and you transition, you accept the hit and accept that all the mistakes, and this applies for everybody, is to accept that all the mistakes in life, if you don't, whether you go to college or not, but especially if you didn't go to college, all the mistakes and mishaps in life, that's the tuition. You know what I'm saying? That's your college fee. we don't get to just go through life without tests. You know, whether you avoided college because you were scared of it, you hated it, whatever the fuck, it just wasn't for you, whatever. Like, just because we didn't go there doesn't mean we're not going to get tested or get tests or receive tests along the way. The thing is it's interesting is that's kind of the trap of college and like a degree and stuff is like, because you've subjected yourself to these tests and these hardships, you think that you've now leveled up on the outside of life too, but really you just leveled up your knowledge and information about how stuff works in this type of setting and facility, you know, which is school, employee, environment. That's cool. But the thing is, it's like you still have to come out and face all the real life tests. Like your girlfriend's still going to get mad at you. Your boyfriend's still going to whatever. You're still going to get cheated on. You're still going to get dumped. You're still going to get whatever. You're going to get bored. You're going to get this, that, whatever, right? Like all of that shit's still got to happen. You're still going to have drama. You're still going to have mishaps. You're still going to have situations. You're still going to have, you know, you might have to change a car tire. You might have to fucking do this, that. There's all these different things that can occur and will occur. So it's just a matter of like how we talked about last time. It's like knowing your purpose, and that allows us to know where and how to allocate our time and our energy to certain things. So that's why with this whole thing with it's like this fear of public speaking, there's no such thing. There's just fear of failure.
Damn, dude.
Right? Like there's only a there's only a fear of failure. Because as I started getting nervous to go give my speech this morning, it's to join a business group, and they vote on you and all this shit. And it's funny because I can see them testing me, trying to make, like kind of like push me to get me scared and stuff a little. And I'm just like, I would get excited about it. I'm like, oh, all right, let's go. And they're kind of like, oh shit, like, but it was, dude, honestly, I fucking killed it. I think I'm over it now because I've talked enough shit about I've bragged about myself enough now. Excuse me. So I'm looking at like, how did I actually go up and give this speech? Because it was weird from the point of waking up. Like, so the meeting starts at 7:06, and it's like 7, but they understand what that 7 really means, whatever, you know, and then people get breakfast and whatever, so on. So I'm like cooling the whole morning. It was weird. I expected to feel so nervous. But the first thing I did was like I woke up. I said what I was grateful for. I thank God. I thank the universe. I thank my body. And I'm like, wow, like this is an amazing opportunity. And then like I started getting scared after a while as some more time went by. And as I started walking to the car is when it hit me. I was like, and my breath started getting short. My head started feeling pressurized. And I'm like, oh, this is the pressure. But the thing is I identify as somebody who does well under pressure. Like when I'm under pressure, I don't lock up. I don't freeze up. I'm not one of those people. Like when the pressure's on, I act. You know what I mean? Like getting shot at. When I got shot at when I was younger, I fucking jumped into action. It was immediate. You know what I mean? And anytime there's been a fight or I've been threatened or this or whatever, it's like all this stuff was immediate. Or I got attacked, my reaction was immediate. I seen somebody dying, my reaction was immediate. I helped. You know, I saw somebody, this homeless dude passed out in the street with his basket fell on top of him in the middle of the night, and dude's literally like, he was hammered. And he's just laying in the middle of a 4-way crossword in the hood where fucking cars are just flying by. Literally just happened to be on my motorcycle out practicing like wheelies and jumping the hills like next to downtown. And fucking happened to see that guy. I jumped into action. So I know that I'm not one of those like freeze up people under pressure. Like when pressure comes, I'm good. Like I'm always practicing and ready and prepared for that. Like my eyesight is like I'm ready. You know what I mean? I like to think that I'm very mindful of what's going on. For the most part, I got my moments, you know. But I am very aware of what's going on almost all the time. So what's interesting is I started looking, I'm like, fuck, why am I getting scared? Why am I getting nervous? Why is the pressure building? What's going on? So first thing, I go to my breath. That's the first thing I go to every time I start feeling like I'm going to freak out or I'm panicking. Go to my breath, go to my breathing. All right, cool. So once I do that, I'm like, oh, I'm literally holding my breath right now. Like I'm not even like taking full breaths. So I started doing what they call, I don't know if it's Wim Hof made it up, but I think they call it box breathing or box set breathing. But it's like you breathe in, take a deep breath in through your nose, hold for 4 seconds, deep breath out through your mouth, hold for 4 seconds when it's all out. And then take a huge breath, hold in for 4, and then let it all out, and then hold for 4. And you do that over and over, right? And when I do that, it kind of just brings all the feeling back. Like, no, I should say it brings all the circulation back through my body is what I feel. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I switch and I start doing my Vipassana meditation breathing, which is you start, and oh man, I'm giving a very, very short description, but it's like basically bringing the awareness to my breathing through my nose only, in and out through my nose, and just feeling the sensation of the air going in and out of my nostrils, just feeling it in my nose, around my nose, on my lip, whatever. Noticing the sensation of me breathing, because that forces me to take full breaths again. And then I scan through my whole body from head to toe, and then toe back to head. And I just literally feel every inch of my body. I just observe the sensation in my whole body from top to bottom. And the whole time I'm breathing through my nose while I'm doing that. So I'm doing all these different things like that. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I realize I'm scared because it's nerve-wracking to get up and have to face that I could potentially screw up and my fear of failure kicks in and I embarrass myself or whatever, right? See, the thing is it kind of goes back to knowing who I am and knowing my purpose. And I heard something along the lines of, if you know and stand in your truth and you just speak it, as long as you're willing to speak up when pressure's on or when you're being asked, then anything you say is going to be correct about it, even if you describe it in the worst way possible, right? So I'm like, holy shit. So I start thinking all these different things, and I start thinking fear of failure and all these things. I'm like, why is this so heavy? Like, all the last bunch of times I've got up and spoken, people were like, wow, like you're a good speaker, blah, blah, blah. But I realized all the last few times that I got up and spoken, it wasn't like, it was like, it was that there was 2-3 different funerals I went to. There was, I spoke at those things. That's an obligation. I feel like it's a must, That's, by the way, what I want my funeral to be, is just everybody sharing stories. That's it. Just the whole thing. There'll be a smoke break and whatever, but I just want everybody sharing stories, no matter how funny, how dorky, how much it makes sense, whatever. I just want everybody to share. That would be the coolest shit ever. And then maybe like write letters or something and put in a thing and just kind of like keep them in rotation or some shit. So people can just keep learning different shit about me. Because all of my friends, you guys all know different aspects of me. And a lot of times people know I'm just into a bunch of different shit. The person who probably really has the best window is my son, Nate. He really knows the truth because he sees me when I don't see myself, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, he probably knows best. Truthfully. So like he fully gets the way I think, like in such a before I can think it sort of way. Like, it's pretty dope. Anyway, so I realized why this fear of failure kept kicking in so much, because that is the fear. So one thing is, we have to identify what the fear is, because the fear of public speaking is not a real thing to be afraid of. It can't hurt you. It can't do anything. You show me it. You know what I'm saying? You can't show me it. It's not real. It doesn't exist. So there has to be something else. Well, if we identify it, and I guess what I just said is very arguable, and you can kind of change the words and make it mean other stuff, but if you get the context of what I'm saying, that's what we're going off of. So I realized that why I started getting so shaken up was because I bombed my last speech I gave. Like, the last real speech where I was actually on stage and like speaking to people. I was supposed to speak for like 15 or 20 minutes, and I ran out of shit to say at like 5-ish minutes in, like 5 to 7 minutes in or something. And I'm just like I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what I had already said. I forgot the topic. I forgot any point I was trying to make. I just kept trying to like ask, oh, does anybody have any questions? It was just this whole fucking thing. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I just feel myself getting hot. And I'm like, people were like, oh, that's cool. It was like, nobody was really impressed and nobody was really like, oh, that fucking sucked. But it was like, I know for what I know and what I can potentially say and how well I can potentially articulate something. I fucking bombed that shit, dude. Because even, I don't remember who was there exactly. There was a lot of people there at the time, but I think my ex was there. She was like, I could tell you were kind of like out of it. Like, I was like, yeah. She was like, it wasn't bad. It was just like, I could tell you were a little, it kind of just came off like you were nervous more than anything. And I was like, really? Like, that's it? Like, yeah, that's, like what you're saying, you made some good points, but it just kind of came off like you were nervous. And I was like, oh, okay, wow. Because that's way better than, holy shit, that guy's freaking the fuck out. Because that's how I was up there freaking the fuck out. So it's kind of funny to check in with other people because sometimes our reality's so distorted. I'm up there saying, I freaked the fuck out. All that happened was I got kind of sweaty and I got kind of stuttery and I didn't exactly get my point across all the way, but I got it enough. And that was it. But I felt like I completely failed and I bombed it. And in my head, the score was clink. You claim you're good at this, but you fucking sucked. You failed. And that's the only way to get better is to keep going. So I've been waiting for an opportunity to speak in front of people, like live, doing interviews. That scares me every time. But it's like speaking in front of like, 60, 70 something, several hundred people even. I've done that. Can be a lot scarier. It's the buildup that's scary. That's the real, that's the hella scary part is the buildup to it. If somebody just calls me to stand up on the spot, I can do that so easily. But if if somebody goes, you're talking at this time on this day, I'm like, oh shit. It's extra scary. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right bicycle. We will be right bicycle.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Wearing this shit. Now, I tell you, you better put that on your face or I'ma whoop your lily ass. Well, you know what? I'ma tell you, you clapped out fucking tweaker ass, don't know left from right, got your fucking left shoe on your right foot and your right foot on your left hand. You don't know the motherfucking difference between underwear and outerwear. You Superman looking fucking son of a bitch. Leave me alone. But I tell you, you better obey the law. I'm gonna call the authorities. Go ahead and call them. I already called them myself. I am the authority. Well, I'll be damned and tell you what. What the fuck? Why did I was just busting out. That was not even funny. I don't think that was funny at all. That was very cringy. Anyway, or it was funny. I don't know. It depends. Dude, isn't that funny? Like, it doesn't matter, actually, because for some people, they're like, oh, hell no, and just turned it off over that. There's other people who are like, oh, that's so funny. And then there's other people like, it's nothing. And they're like, oh, no, it's not even any. Isn't that weird? All of our perception and perspective is such a trip. So getting back to what I was saying is, in my head, I scored myself as I bombed my speech. So I have to get up and give a speech today. I'm just like, fuck. I start getting the fucking willy-nillys, the heebie-jeebies, the Willie Nelsons, the fucking Cheryl Crow feet, and the fucking Lori Laughlins, and I don't know. Anyway. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to push this fear? So I'm breathing, I'm practicing, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm scanning my body. And then I'm like, oh, I'm back in reality. This is fucking cool. Because my head just kept getting pressurized. I'm like, all right. So what I did was I just kept acknowledging and identifying what each fear was and what it felt like. And then as it came, just kind of owning it. And then I would kind of like, in my head, it would kind of compare that to like the last like scariest moments that I had had. Or other scary moments that I can remember where it still scares me. Like talking to certain people or whatever. There's certain people I talk to that are just intimidating as fuck. And it's like, excuse me. Damn, my coffee just went like a couple seconds too much. Okay. It's like room temperature. But it's like, when you talk to intimidating ass people where their energy is just like, oof, like, damn, it's very overpowering. It can come off as intimidating, it depends on what the context of what you guys are doing and all that is as well. But, so the breathing, the breath work, and it's like, if you listen to, not the last episode, the episode before last, excuse me. Sorry, I'm not supposed to do that on a microphone. Oh shit! I want to say it's episode 90. Is that episode 93 already? But the episode with my homie Sebastian, the last one, the first one was good too. Episode 17. What was it? Oh, he talks about breath work, and it's like, dude, breath work is something so real that we can all do. And it's weird because it's looked at like you're crazy or weird if you practice it outwardly. Like for example, there's these kids that, I don't know if they're kids, they're younger, young adults, whatever, who I see that are in the sauna, and they're like, and they'll be in there and they'll practice breath work, and it's cool because they're all into reading and all this extra shit. And I'm like, damn, like at you guys' age, I was up to some dumb shit. But they'll practice breath work. They're like super aware and super knowledgeable and super on this like self-development type of path, Excuse me. So, but they'll practice breath work in there, and I see other people trying to give me judges. I was like, what are they doing? Like, look at those guys. But I'm like, I give them back that look like, no, it's normal. And because it's like when people start hearing people being like, and it's like they start doing these things, it's like people get nervous and they don't know what's going on. They think that person's weird. But the thing is like, when you really do it and you really try it and you really start accessing deeper levels of yourself and higher levels of your consciousness, or deeper levels of your consciousness, I should say, stuff happens and healing happens and growth happens, and there's so much available. Go back and listen to what Sebastian said in that episode. I want to say it's 93, where he says it so simply and it makes a lot of sense, So I started using the breath work, and it's funny because I would always be like, okay, remember your breathing, just start meditating. That's how I would say it in my head. But then when Sebastian would outwardly say, no, like breath work. Yeah, I've been practicing breath work at grip. It helps me so much. I just do it and then it helps me through this. And I'm like, oh shit. Like having it stated boldly like that, I was like, and like just so casual. It was like casual and bold and like just very like, this is what I do, very sure. I'm just like, whoa, that kind of shifted the context of all of that for me. So as I went into like panic mode, I just kind of heard that, oh, it's just breath work. I was like, oh, it's that easy. Oh yeah. Because the thing is like, it works. So when you do it, what was that? When you do it, it literally starts changing your body on a cellular level. And that's going to change the way that you're thinking and feeling. And that, you can go look that up. That shit's all true. So that's why meditation is good, because it's essentially how you shower your cells, breathing and doing breath work and meditation. There's different, there's different variations of it. And people say, oh, I do that through sports and running and whatever. Yeah, like I get it. Like I do too, but it's not the same. When you sit down and do nothing and do that, it's a whole different experience. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, dig. You smell me? So when we just apply that breath work, shit happens and it just fucking works, and like magic just starts occurring. You know what I mean? And it's that simple. Oh, just do breath work. Huh. Yeah, really? It's that easy. Just do that. Right? Like, fuck.
Damn, dude.
So I think another thing that has been a huge help for me in terms of when it actually comes time to step up to the plate. Because there's this example in one of my favorite books ever. I highly, highly, highly recommend everybody go check out the book called Fearvana by Akshay Nanavati. That book is absolutely motherfucking amazing and underrated as fuck. That book is so good. But he uses this description in it where it's like fear and nirvana, fearvana, where you transcend your fear to this nirvana state, to this new context that he created fearvana to live into and to kind of like filter through. It's pretty dope. But one of his things, how he describes what fearvana is he's like, imagine you're about to step out and give and do an interview on Oprah. Now, backstage, you think you're just fucking cool as a cucumber, chilling, fucking moons over Miami? Nah, dude, you're tripping. You know what I'm saying? You're down in Cancun. Like, estoy viajando. Funny. I hope I remember my point, but this is really funny. I got to tell a story. So, the homies told me, and keep in mind, it was white guys who told me. It was the homie Broughton and his homie, bro, Ryan. Shout out to you guys. Also, go listen to the episode with the homie Broughton, Lugnut. I want to say episode 6, 7, 8, or 9. Anyway, they told me, yeah, if you're ever like in Mexico or whatever, you want to say like, you know, like you're just out partying, whatever, and you want to like just yell, estoy viajando. And basically, it translates to I'm going on a trip, like I'm going on vacation. Like the homies took it as like I'm going on a trip, I'm tripping, and like so it's like taking the literal meaning from Spanish, but then applying it in English as if it's the slang meaning of it. So if you're saying it in Spanish, they don't hear it as the American slang version of saying I'm tripping. So I remember one time I was down in Mexico and I was fucking hammered in the backs of this like golf cart taxi thing or something, and like I just remember shouting out all around the city, "Estoy viajando!" People are just looking at me like, yeah, you know, give me thumbs up, all confused everywhere. But the thing is, I didn't know till later that it actually meant, oh, like I'm going on a trip, I'm tripping, like I'm going, the act of going on a trip. Oh, that shit was funny, dude. So, okay, why was I talking about that? I don't know, but that was funny, so it was worth it. Anyways, let's get breathing, pushing through. Okay, so something when it comes to giving these speeches, right? Oh, that's what I was saying. Was leading up to actually giving the speech is that pushing through the fear, how use your breath work. That's a big thing. So another thing that comes with the breath work is like the visualization of it. For something that I practiced also is I was visualizing myself succeeding multiple times throughout the last couple days, and then today or this morning, and even when I got there. And I'm like, I just kept visualizing it. There's a couple times I visualized myself having panic attacks, but what I started doing was I had like 3 and I went for 10 positive visualizations of it. And it actually went way better than I had even visualized, which was cool because I had been practicing in my head. And if you do the research, there's a thing about like people, I've talked about this before. I might butcher this, but it's essentially something like, there was 3 groups of people and they had them all practice free throws. And the first group, they made them come show up and physically practice. The next group, they told them go home and just visualize and think about practicing often and just, you know, visualize as much as these people go to physically practice. And the other people don't practice at all. And they were all the same skill level with the same stats in the first place. And then these people go and they come back later. And the people who visualized actually outperformed the people who physically practiced that whole time. Now, I had a lot of questions and arguments about that. You can go look it up and argue that with them. I'm just telling you what I saw. But because I heard that and I was like, holy shit. And then I've read in different books where they describe that in different ways. I'm like, oh, I get it. And every successful person I've ever talked to, they practice and use visualization, like actual successful people, like people who are morally and mentally and internally successful and as well as financially successful and all the other areas of success, family successful, all of that, right? because successful is not money. So something that really helped was that visualization and having an intended outcome. Dude.
Damn, dude.
The thing is, when you go up and you're certain about the outcome that you want, and you can use last episode's example about driving to New York over this too, but when we visualize it and we see it and we know where our intended outcome, I've learned that's the way to get anything you want, is see the end result and work backwards. You know what I'm saying? You see the end result, you pick exactly the big grand thing, and then you go back and start from the beginning and you rewrite it all backwards. And that's how you end up with a plan to fulfill your dreams on the stuff and the activities that the stuff that you want and the activities you want to do. So when we know the outcome, we know what to do and how to act, because anything that's within alignment of our point and our purpose and the intended visualized outcome and that knowing outcome, you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing, is when we have the intended outcome, we become a dangerous motherfucking weapon in a very positive and cool and real ass way. Because what happens is an intended outcome creates a goal line. And when you have a goal line, you're not just running forever and frivolously to this imaginary, there's no destination. It's like, I don't know. It's like if you're out just jogging, you're more likely to stop short if you're just out randomly doing it versus if there was a finish line. You know what I'm saying? If it was slightly longer than you're used to being able to run or jog, without knowing how far you've gone, oftentimes, that's what's interesting, is sometimes you feel like you've gone way farther than you actually did, and other times you've actually gone way farther than you feel like you did. So I guess it kind of depends what sort of angle you're at with that day. But in general, in my experience and observation, I see that a lot of times we stop ourselves short because we don't see where the finish line is. So it's like, well, I'm just going to stop running because it doesn't ever end. You know what I mean? So when we have that end goal, when we have that end destination, that intended outcome, everything is going to naturally align to that. So whatever story we have to stand up and talk or tell about, or whatever our speech is about, whatever that subject is, for one, you better actually know what you're talking about. Or two, know how to, well, no, not two. The first thing is you got to know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Two, when you actually know what you're talking about, then all the worry melts away, because it can potentially melt away, because everything between what you know you're going to talk about, need to talk about, and your intended outcome, they're all going to be in alignment. It's like, for example, let's use this in a new example. If I know for a fact I want a fucking sub sandwich from a specific sandwich shop, right? That's my intended outcome, is I want that sandwich in my possession, in my hands, in my mouth, so I can eat that motherfucker. Because I'm hungry, and that's exactly what I want. That's my intended outcome. So it's so much easier for me to fill my belly, for me to have my fulfillment, when I know exactly what I want. Because if I hop in my car, it doesn't matter if I need to get gas. I'm not going to forget. Like, let's say I need to get gas and I need to buy, dish soap from fucking the convenience or the fucking drugstore or whatever, right? That's not going to make me not get my sandwich. Like, I know my destination. I know my intended outcome. So whether I have all these chores to do or these, what do you call those? Errands to run. I was going to say hobbies. When you have all these errands to run, you don't forget, because you know your intended outcome. And, it becomes this greater reward by the end. Versus if I just went, I'm hungry, and then I stepped out. Well, me in particular, I fucking suck at figuring out what I want to eat. I either eat the same thing over and over, or I just have the hardest time and have a midlife crisis over what to figure out to eat. But it's like, if you, let's say you're like, I'm so hungry and you're already in fucking like hangry mode and you don't know what the fuck. You're just like, I need to eat. But you want to eat something clean and good and satisfying at the same time, right? Like, rather than having to go out, drive around, get gas, go here, go there, and deduce what I want. Oh man, I'm driving by El Pollo. Man, I like it, but the fucking place always stinks. And, I'm driving by McDonald's, yeah, and then going through all this fast food. Oh man, look at that place. Oh, there's Thai food, there's Greek food, and I'm going through different things, and it's like I'm deducting. I'm going through all these different emotions, and so much time has gone by. And more gas has been wasted, even though I already just had to go get gas, all because I didn't know my intended outcome. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing things that way. I do things like that, but I do it on purpose these days. My intended outcome, see, this is the difference. When I go do that, my intended outcome is to just kind of mosey around, parade around, and just figure it out. That is my intended outcome, is to be like, I'm going to just figure it out. That's my intended outcome. But if that's not my intended outcome, if I'm like, I need to eat, I need to get shit done, I got stuff to do today, I got to know my intended outcome. And that same formula works for bigger things and different things. And it works for giving speeches and talking in front of people or having to speak up or have a hard conversation. When we know the intended outcome, we know what to do and how to act, because there's nothing to sidetrack us from that. So for me, a big thing that a couple outcomes that I had jotted down in different times, because it kind of kept switching for me what I wanted my outcome to be. So I wrote a little thing of notes for myself when I did the speech. I actually didn't even use it after I said the first 3 things, then I was like, I already know all this stuff. Because I just, like I said, I write in bullet points. That's usually how things go for me. So I wrote everything in kind of bullet points. I forgot 2 key points, but at the same time, I still did really well. Because I went above, because the actual outcome was above and far beyond my actual intended outcome. But the thing was, my intended outcome, the bar was set pretty high for myself, internally. And it was a bar that I know is reachable, but it was a challenging jump to. So different intended outcomes. It looks like I had written 3 down. I didn't even realize this, but one of them was that I had gotten a note that I jotted down that says, it's good. You gave a good... Oh, I'd learned that from Patrick Bet David. That motherfucker's so smart, by the way. I recommend go learn from that guy. He's brilliant. Anyway, he said something along the lines of, you gave a good speech. It's really good when it feels like you're the only one in the room. So, and he says that applies to all speaking. So if you're experiencing that on this podcast, if you feel like I'm only talking to you, that means I'm doing good. And I was like, whoa, never heard that before. That makes a lot of sense. So that was one of my intended outcomes, was to connect with all the different people in the room. I kind of missed a table or 2 of people, but I got to speak to them when they raised their hand for questions. So I think it balanced it out. But that was one of my intended outcomes, was to speak in a way where it feels like every person is having their own story experience inside the room, where they don't feel like, oh, this guy's up here talking to us or talking at us or talking to the room. It's like, oh, wow, where each person's thinking for themselves. That was a big goal of mine. And I definitely accomplished that. By the amount of hands that were just fucking jumping and bugging to stand up to ask, I was like, wow, man, that was cool. I came correct. I came majorly correct. Another one of the outcomes was, I want people to know me and know what I do. Because that's the whole point of, talking about who the fuck I am and what I do in a business group. It's pretty important, right? So that was another outcome. Another one of my outcomes that I was going for was, I guess that's the same thing, actually. I guess I just wrote 2. I wrote down, the speech is good if it makes people feel like they're the only one in the room. So, I would definitely say I accomplished those 2 things. And something I didn't write down that was something I wanted to accomplish and I intended to accomplish and I did accomplish was to invoke emotion. Because the responses that I got, people were like, wow, like you lived so, I didn't realize like, man, you had a crazy life. You overcame so much. And the thing is, I only talked about myself for 2 minutes. Like, if even that, like my own self, I only spoke about myself for a maximum of 2 minutes, if even that, maybe a minute and a half of just telling the story about me. And that was enough to leave people after a whole meeting to come back up to me after, be like, damn, you've gone through some crazy shit. You've overcame so much. Like, I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. And I got all these, and it's like old men were telling me, wow, great job. You were a terrific speaker. That was a great speech. Like, wow, you are good. Like all these compliments that I ordinarily, if I were to judge them, I'd judge that they look at me judgingly. Like I have this young kid, he's got tattoos on his face and his hands. Like, you don't know what the fuck he's doing, you know? Like this kid's a fucking delinquent, riff-raff, hood rat, street baller. I don't buy that. If only they'd look closer. Riff-raff, street baller, hood rat. I don't buy that. Tell me, princess, where you intend to go. What is your intended outcome? It's a whole new world, a shining place where I'm singing on my podcast. What the fuck is up with me? This is new. But it really doesn't matter because I don't give a fuck. So, like I said, this podcast is going to get funner and funner because I kind of got a lot of shit off my chest within this last fucking almost 100 episodes. So, yeah. And my intended outcome is longevity, and fun is my intended outcome for longevity. So I will continue to keep having fun. Make sure you guys keep having fun. Make sure you guys get to experience an experience where I'm speaking directly to you. Yes, you. Yeah. You heard me. You. Yes. Me? Yeah, you. You're beautiful. You're powerful. What's more beautiful than you? You know what I mean? That's true, though. What is more beautiful than you? Yourself. Nothing. Nothing is more beautiful and more powerful than you. And that's a quote from Yada. So, you know what I'm saying? That we're going to wrap this shit up because we went in like a motherfucking safety pin with a big fucking grin like a Grinch on a line in and out, waiting for a shout out from his girlfriend who works at Sprouts. But really lost her voice because she's tried to shout. And that's what it's all about. Doom, doom.
Damn, dude.
Love you guys. I've been weird as fuck on this episode, and it's all good. It's only going to keep getting motherfucking weirder. And if these mask motherfuckers keep testing me, whoo, boy, you better... Don't try me, homie. Okay, I'm not trying to bring all that. I'm just... Okay, appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. Hope you enjoyed episode 96. Please tell a friend, subscribe, like, share, all that cool shit. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
90 miles push away, and I wanna be here for